His novels awakened Philippine nationalism. Chapter 17, Part 2. Rizal had been very vocal against the Spanish government, but in a peaceful and progressive manner. For him, the pen was mightier than the sword, and through his writings, he exposed the corruption and wrongdoings of government officials, as well as the Spanish friars. While in Barcelona, Rizal contributed essays, poems, allegories, and editorials to the Spanish newspaper La Solidaridad. Most of his writings, both in his essays and editorials, centered on individual rights and freedom, specifically for the Filipino people. And as part of his reforms, he even called for the inclusion of the Philippines to become a province of Spain. Among his best works, two novels stood out from the rest: the Nolimi Tangere, A Touch Minute, and El Filibusterismo, The Reign of the Greed. Both novels, Rizal harshly criticized the Spanish colonial rule in the country and exposed the ills of the Philippine society at the time, and because he wrote about the injustices and brutalities of Spaniards in the country, the authorities banned Filipinos from reading the controversial books, which is the Nolimi Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Yet they were not able to ban it completely. As more Filipinos read the books, their eyes open to the truth that they were suffering unspeakable abuses at the hands of the friars. These two novels by Rizal, now considered his literary masterpieces, are said to have indirectly sparked the Philippine Revolution. Rizal's Unfaithful Days, Chapter 17, Part 3. Upon his return to the Philippines, Rizal formed a progressive organization called the La Liga Filipina. It was in the picture in the right. This civic movement advocated social reforms through legal means. Now Rizal was considered even more a threat by the Spanish authorities, which ultimately led to his exile in the Dapitan and northern Mindanao. This, however, did not stop him from continuing his plans for reform. While in the Dapitan, Rizal built a school, hospital, and water system. He also taught farming and worked on agricultural projects such as using abaca to make ropes. In 1896, Rizal was granted leave by then Governor General Blanco after volunteering to travel to Cuba to serve as doctor to yellow fever victims. But at that time, the Katipunan had a full-blown revolution, and Rizal was accused of being associated with a secret militant society. On his way to Cuba, he was arrested in Barcelona and sent back to Manila to stand for trial before the court-martial. Rizal was charged with sedition, conspiracy, and rebellion, and therefore sentenced to death by firing squad. Days before his execution, Rizal bid farewell to his motherland and countrymen through one of his final letters, entitled Mi Ultimo Adios, or My Last Farewell. Dr. Jose Rizal was executed on the morning of December 30, 1896, in what was then called Bagong Bayan, now referred to as a Luneta. Jose Rizal, his excellent qualities and merits made him a foremost national hero. Jose did many good deeds and tried to accomplish his goals. He wanted to free his country. He was well known enough to even have his own special holiday, which celebrates the anniversary of his death. Thank you for learning with me. I am Vincent Jane Arquimes, your Week 17 reporter.